Hey everybody, welcome back to my Irish garden. I made it safe and sound and weather's been pretty good. It's been between 40 and 50 degrees, which is a great relief after the cold weather I've been having in Michigan. Let's assess the yard and kind of get a plan of attack of what we're going to work on out here. So let me take you around. Gotta say, it's nice seeing blue skies. We're gonna start down over here because if you look right along these walls, the stone little wall there, those are all little bluebells. And those had come from our neighbor. She brought it from her family farm not too far from here. So I'm looking forward to those. I'm probably not gonna get to see them bloom because I think they bloom more in May. And then this here is my little lime punch hydrangea. Gonna need to do a little weeding around here, but loving how this is looking. And hey, look at this. Is that a crocus? I probably planted a crocus in here. I'm not sure. Haven't seen that before. And then also this is the autumn blaze maple. So that's looking okay. It looks like it made it through the winter. This branch is a little funny, kind of growing a little different, but that's okay. And then I am really happy with, well, I better start over here. This here is, oh, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, get some paper here. But look at the color on it, really quite beautiful. Looks like it made it through the winter no problem. So it's got like whirly curly or something like that. It's a funny name. I'm going to trim back my grass before that starts to reshoot. There are daffodils tucked in all over the place, and I gotta say I'm very happy with this Ava Price viburnum that I put in to replace that hedge, and it has been blooming on and off since I planted it last, what was it, June. And so, it definitely is holding up as an evergreen. So I love the fact that it's evergreen, flowers, has berries. Look at the berries. And this has been a really nice addition. I do have one or two of them that are looking a little sadder. So I might replace those, or I'll just hang out for a little while and see. But you can see also there's random daffodils here and there. Now we're gonna head over towards the sunken garden. You're gonna notice some different construction projects underway. So these are just some pipes that are going to have to be removed or gotten rid of. But over here, this is something you might not have seen before. This is some more, I think these are more bluebells, and those are looking like a really hardy bunch. More daffodils, and I think these are more bluebells as well. They're coming right through the landscape fabric that I just put down. So I'm going to cut away that part of the landscape fabric so that they can grow a little more freely. And looking at these roses, I mean, they were pretty sad when I put them in. They're definitely resprouting. This is the best they've looked in years. So maybe they're going to be happy here. We'll see. I'm not afraid to move those out. And then I noticed here is this here is some of the crocosmia. So this is going to be I think it's the yellow one, and it's got new sprouts. So that one's happy. This is an Alstroemeria. I don't know. I'm guessing that's going to be okay. It looks like there might be shoots in there, but it's too early to tell. And then I don't remember what I planted right here. Was it a fuchsia maybe? I don't remember. And then down here, all of the crocosmia, I'm going to clean that out. When I was here in the fall, it was still green and I didn't want to mess with it. But now that it's all done, I'll just kind of cut it back. I'll trim back this lily, which gets absolutely huge. And then I've got the willows over here, and then the euphorbia. Looks like the wind must have taken off a piece. I think I could try to cut these and root them. I don't know if they'll take or not. More of that. Let's see what else. Oh, this was the smoke bush here, and it looks like, hard to tell. I don't think it's doing anything yet. My holly's doing okay. That is a red hot poker plant in the middle there. Another holly here. I think for the sake of shape, I might trim it down here just to keep it a little fuller. That's my thought anyway. And then there's this random holly here. Did I stick this in? I don't know why. Did I just propagate that, or did it just show up somehow? I don't know how it was showed up. This is a honeysuckle, and this is my messy area. More honeysuckle. And then that's just nothingness. But my Portuguese laurel is looking really nice too. And that one's nice and evergreen here. And then these are the fuchsia. It's hard to tell what's going on with those. They're dormant right now, but look how beautiful the heather or the heath is. I can't remember which one blooms in this time of year, but that just covered in those blooms. So this is usually, I think, a pretty good pollinator plant. I got this dogwood, or maybe it's a willow of some kind, I'm not sure. I'm going to trim it back a little bit. I want to get it back to being bushy. It's just because of the grass that used to be over here, it pushed it way out. You can see its growth is leaning way over. Hopefully now that I put the landscape fabric, it'll maybe grow more upright. This is my black lace elderberry, which is already starting to put up new shoots. So that is really good to see. And I think that is potentially like an Annabelle hydrangea, a pink one, I think, maybe. I don't remember. And then more crocosmia. I think this was the orange ones. Lots of daffodils coming up in here. I thought I had something else planted in there, but I don't see anything. Another holly. My pile of plastic, please ignore. My petunias are done, so I can empty that out. I don't remember what that is either. Look at this. This is one of my problems, is that I plant these things up and then I completely forget what I had. I have notes, but I won't remember. Let's go up top and see what else we have. So the climbing hydrangea is doing well. The buds are bulging, so that's good to see. And there's some growth down at the bottom as well. The rose that Liam planted, hey, I think it's doing okay. That looks like some new budding coming out. Now is the big check around here in the corner. So this is that beauty bush with the big, beautiful purple berries. I mean, it's dormant right now, so it's hard to tell what the story is there. I am just so impressed with these, what are they called? The winter creeper. And these are as good as these used to be my hedge, and they just went down to nothing. Some of them are doing even better than others. I'm going to have to decide if I want to keep trimming them to keep them nice and bushy or not. These are some more of the strong Annabelles, or I think they're actually like the same as Incredibles. And then over here, I did plant some laurels in here just to kind of create a little bit of a hedge. And then these are the pieces that I just cut off and stuck in the ground, and they seem to be doing just fine. Okay, we have a full-on construction zone back here, but I have more crocosmia to take care of. Here's the rubble and debris that has been brought out from the project. And then the wild roses, those are doing just fine. Got the boxwood. And then over here, I did plant a mock orange. I can't tell. I mean, it looks like it's doing fine. So hopefully that does well. All the other shrubs seem to be doing okay. You may have remember me planting up these laurels as well, and they're all doing really nice, and I like how nice and full they are, so that's good. This cypress, or false cypress, or whatever it is, has a little dead zone. We'll see how that comes back, although when the laurels start growing bigger, it'll hide all that and could just overtake it. My jasmine, which I kind of strapped in a little bit better, that's all doing fine. Can't tell what it's doing. And then this here, oh, well, this is a jasmine here interplanted with a, what's it called? The one that kind of drips down with the purple flowers. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. And then more jasmine. Yeah, so everything's looking good here. And so far, my shamrocks seem to be doing really, really well. All three of them look decent, so they made it through the winter so far. I am noticing a lot of pink on all of my stones and on the dash as well, so I'm probably going to have to get some power washing in to get that off. Either I'm going to do that, I don't know if I'll do it this time or if I'll wait until June, I'm not sure. But yeah, that'll all get sprayed off later on because it's not usually that pink. But my passion vine looking pretty good. Meanwhile, my geranium and whatever else was in here, bacopa and whatnot, that's done. But if we come around the corner here and we look at this area here, this was a lupin, so hopefully that'll continue to do well. Got a rose bush tucked in there as well. I'm going to clean out this area from the crocosmia, let these daffodils do their thing. Wow, these daffodils are pretty far along. I saw daffodils down in town, but we don't usually have that many here. So I think this is going to look really, really good when it gets a little farther along. This is all astilbe planted in here with roses and a currant bush. That there is a nettle, so I've got to get that nettle out of here. And there is some mint growing, and it's growing out here too. I just let it do its thing and kind of roll with it. This here, what is this? I think that might be a red hot poker plant. No, hyacinth. I bet that's a hyacinth. So it's kind of doing something. And then Liam's rose bush, the climbing rose bush, has a lot of new growth, so that's a really good sign. It really looked rough last year. It took quite a hit, and the walls of the house were definitely going to need a good power washing. This is my other climbing hydrangea. That's looking really good. I do need to clean up down here, get those leaves moved out of there and all that grass too. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but this is where I planted that ironwood. This area is kind of a real mess, but hopefully with that landscape fabric down, it'll at least let this get bigger. But this is just kind of a catch-all messy area. But then if we head down over here, hey, the rhododendron's looking good too. So that'll be blooming probably in May. So that's always a beauty. And then down here, another little lime punch hydrangea. And then I had also a Annabelle in here somewhere, but I don't necessarily see it. It wasn't doing so great. So we'll see. These are all the heather or heath. And that's all doing pretty well. These are some of these I had transplanted and I'm happy with that. And I'll just end with some more blooms here. This variety just really gives great color this time of year. I think my first order of business is just a good cleanup around here. I think that's going to get me ahead for the spring, and things aren't too bad. This one's going to be a lot easier than like when I was here in October. So I'm happy about that. And then, hey, I might even know, I keep thinking I'm going to see daffodils before I leave. And I always think that, but the daffodils always taunt me because they're where they're at and they just kind of sit there and wait and wait and wait and they don't bloom. So I'm not counting on daffodils, but hey, that crocus was really pretty and we'll see what else comes up. Okay. Better get to work. Okay, it's the next day and it's not quite as nice today, a little windy and a little foggy, but that's okay. It's not raining right now, but I'm going to show you some of the surprises that I found while I was cleaning. Very happy to see a couple of these things. First things first, look at all the new shoots on that lupine. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And then there are a bunch of seed pods on the stalk as well. So I just tossed those in here and I opened some of them up and they're starting to sprout. So I just buried those in there. Daffodils, there's a lot more in here than I had expected. There's some foxglove growing here too. I'm just going to let them do their thing. They kind of have naturalized. But look, I have peony right there. That's what those little red stems are. And there's another one over here. So happy to see that. I think this was my Senecio angel wings. Don't know if that's going to make it or not, but that's all good. And then everything over here seems to be doing just fine. I think this is some more hyacinth. And these are hyacinths that I had just bought at the hardware store and put them in the windowsill and stuck them in. And I think I had probably 4 of them and I see 3 of them. Oh no, I see all 4. So I think all of them made it. So that's kind of nice. I didn't know if they'd make it or not. Down here at the gate, I was really happy to see that I have a lot of buds here on, I call it the strawberry bush, but it has a different name. I'll put that on the screen. In fact, it has a lot of blooms. So I think this thing is going to just be covered in those red flowers probably later on this spring. In this area, I have to be honest, I remember planting all of the daffodils, but I do not remember planting, I don't know if it is actually bluebells or something else. It looks thicker than bluebells. So whatever this is, maybe, you know what, now that I look at it, it could actually be daffodils when I look at that bud there. So they might just be a different type of daffodil. I don't know, but I'm happy that it's there. I just don't remember planting it. And then over here, as I cleared stuff away, it became really obvious that the crocosmia was already starting to sprout and do well, which isn't a surprise. Crocosmia, I had to be careful where I put it here because it's so vigorous. And then I think looking at the alstroemeria, I think I might see some little buds coming out, but I'm not entirely sure. I hope so because I love that plant. Okay, so that is the state of affairs here in the Irish garden right now. I'm happy with what I got done. Still have a little bit more to go, but it is starting to rain, so I'm going to go inside and get some inside work done. But hey, at least you know where things stand. And I do have a bunch of videos in a playlist from Ireland that explains like why I have the landscape fabric and some of the plants that I put in here. So go ahead and take a look at those, and I'll talk to you guys very, very soon.